Hey Muscular Development, this is Steve Kuclo with Alice and Fran. We're at our last almost live in the trenches today. We're doing some hamstrings. Give you a little kind of idea of how we like to do our split and how we like to do hamstrings. I'll have Allison kind of talk about how we went into some of the exercises today, and then also lately we've been doing our split, quad ham split, and because we feel that both of us need an improvement in our hamstrings. It's one of those body parts that it's not in the front, you don't see it a lot, so they tend to be neglected a little bit because they're not as fun to train like quads or chest or something that you see all the time. And so we typically like to focus one day completely on hamstrings and really just blow them out, and we usually do about 3 to 4 days between hamstrings and quads, because we'll train them either Wednesday, Thursday, and then train quads Sunday or Monday, and it's quad dominant and then hamstring dominant day. This is all time under tension stuff that we're doing. It's not necessarily counting reps like 12 reps, but it's like what you can do rep wise in a set amount of time. So it's 50 seconds what we're doing. As we're getting closer, again, we're doing a lot of supersets, a lot of drop sets, a lot of just a lot of volume. So I'll kind of have Allison take over and talk about what we did today. She wrote up a lot of the workout, and there's no such expression when training with Allison that's just train like a girl. That's far from it. I mean, she's an ass kicker, and and she's got crazy endurance, crazy strength. So for me, it's a good push, because I think she's got some incredible glute ham and tie-ins, and one of the things I really wanted to work on. So she'll talk about what we did today.
So for hamstrings, as Steve mentioned, we both are looking to enhance them and just make them a little bit more round. So even on our quad day, we'll start with the hamstring, just also too because I find even doing hamstrings first that it really opens up your quads and allows for better, a feel, so to speak, for the quads. It loosens them up a little bit too, because if your hamstrings are tight and you're trying to do quads, you can't really get into the muscle as much. But anyway, I like to vary the rep ranges a lot with hamstrings. Predominantly, we like to stay with the heavier, and by heavier it's all relative, but in about 8 to 12. Sometimes we'll go a little bit lower, oftentimes we'll go higher, just to get that time under tension. We even started out doing 50 seconds time under tension in the single leg curls, just for that feel and to really get that pump before we start. So that 50-second mark is really good for the hypertrophy, so we want to make sure that we keep in that 50-second range. No matter how many reps you get, as long as you have that time under tension for 50 seconds, it really kills. Then we went into a giant set. Again, there it's more time under tension too, but we went a little bit heavier. We did the sumo squat, which really focuses on the adductors and gets that good stretch, good range of motion. Then we did the stabilizer, where we did the glute stability ball, like the prone raises. It doesn't look hard, but give it a try. And then we finished that giant set with a dumbbell curl also too. When you're doing the dumbbell curls, atypical from a line curl machine, you actually are required to to stabilize that dumbbell, which is a workout in and of itself. So before you even start the range of the actual exercise, you're having to contract your hamstrings, which is, I think a lot of people lose sight of that when they jump onto the line curl machine. The machine actually does it for you. So a lot of this stuff is really just being smarter about how we train versus just running through the motions. Good. Good. Really get that stretch. Good. 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 Yep. Perfect. Yes. Good. Good. I'll go 5 more. Good. Yep. Last one. Up. Good. Good. Pull up your glute. Squeeze it. Good. Full glutes. Come on. Squeeze it. Great. This exercise is a lot more difficult than it looks. I mean, it's just the weight of the ball, but to really bring it up with your glute and then to like isometrically hold it back down, it takes a lot out of your glute, which is essentially what we're trying to focus on. Good. 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 Yep. Yep, one more, come on. Good. You know, hamstrings work primarily, the mass you're gonna build off of the lower rep range, just based on the fibers in the hams. But what's so important is like with like the isometric stuff that you use with like your stabilizers, using just your stabilizers to actually pull up the weight, which is just the weight of the ball, which is nothing, is very difficult. And it's, in order to strengthen anything else, you need those stabilizers so that you don't hurt yourself. So I incorporate a lot of that stuff when we train legs, just to make sure that we're injury prevention, you know, so to speak.
I use it every day.
Great. Can't really beat the stiff-legged deadlift when it comes to a mass builder, so we go heavier on that. Carefully, you know, you'll see a lot of times, or you can even probably see in the video, I don't like to come all the way up and force my back into hyperextension, so I keep it on the lower end of the range of motion, but just keep that constant movement, focusing on the negatives as we go down. Good. Yeah. Come. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Finished it with a pretty heavy glute, to focus on the glutes. We did the step ups there, weighted, to just round out the glutes a little bit more for both of us. So overall, you know, that's one example. You know, always vary your rep ranges, you know, work under that time under tension, change up your exercises, and we found it to be really, really effective, especially in hitting our hamstrings twice. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for Steve. I'm looking forward to him stepping on stage. It's been a little bit since the New York Pro, which is his debut, and he's made some tremendous improvement. So it's exciting. I have Tampa in 2 weeks, and we'll keep on moving, both trying to get to the Olympia this year. So
yeah, that's the ultimate goal, and you know, I think we've both made improvements. For me, taking the time, spending a little over a year kind of focusing on getting life together, moving, and doing a lot of you know, a lot of focused training on bringing up certain body parts, my back, my hamstrings, I mean, for me personally, I'm not so much focused on, I'm just going to train one body part and kill it. I feel like if you train everything hard, everything will kind of start coming together and growing together. You know, for Allison, she does a lot of shows and continues to make progress every show, and I think that's mainly what the sport's about, is progressing in the right direction and making that constant improvement to your own physique, because you can't control what somebody else does. You can't control, you know, how your competition is going to look. You have to focus on yourself and what you can do to improve what you have. And then that's the goal, you know. I think every year, every show, if you get a little bit of condition, you improve your size, your shape, whatever it is, that's kind of, you know, coming out on top, and ultimately what the goal of our sport is. So it's exciting to be able to share some of the information, give you a look at what we do, and you know, it's not all about, you know, crazy heavy stuff all the time, and you know, so I just kind of this is a lot more focused training, isolation training, and you know, it's a little bit different, and you know, it gets out of the typical rut of you know, of kind of bodybuilding is you know, just lifting heavy weight and get in there, yeah, buddy style stuff. This is, you know, really specific training on how to, for us, shape and improve our muscle, you know, and you know, I think it's worked so far, and we're excited to kind of present it on stage in a few weeks, and you know, glad we got to share this with you guys, MD. You guys are wonderful. We thank you for all the support, and you know, you can find Ellison and I on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. You know, get on there. I know, you know, we got a lot of people that follow us, and we try to get pictures updated. I mean, Ellison's better at taking stuff at home than I am, but I like to share a little bit of life when I travel and at the fire station, all kinds of stuff. And Allison's got, you know, she's been helping me so much with cooking, and she's got a great column on Fitness RX, you know, one of the MD affiliates that she does a lot of the healthy recipes and stuff, so make sure you check that out. And so again, MD, we'll get a lot more stuff coming up in the future, but here we are, you know, 2 and 3 weeks out of our competition. So Steve Kuclo at Ellison Fran, we'll see you soon. Thank you for coming out, and God bless you guys. Thank you.